So you could take this off. وَجَنَى الْجَنَّتَيْنِ دَانٍ. And everything in the garden is within reach, like I said. Then it goes on to say, فِيهِنَّ قَاصِرَاتُ الطَّرْفِ لَمْ يَطْمِثْهُنَّ إِنسٌ قَبْلَهُمْ وَلَا جَانٍ. These next two eyes, dry it up here, please, because I'm right here. This next part is, it says, in them will be قَاصِرَاتُ الطَّرْفِ. The ladies, it's talking about a type of woman that's going to be there. And this woman, she is so enamored, she is so much in love with her man, okay, that her eyes don't leave him. She don't look nowhere but at him. Otherwise, she ain't looking at nobody. That's how much love she has for him, that she doesn't even want to see nobody else. That's what Allah says in the Quran. Then it says, no one, lam yatamithunna. It says, no one, no genie and no man has ever, before the person, before him, has ever touched her. And it said, and it mentions, and you know, we're mature here, it mentions in the Arabic language that no one has cracked her or opened her up, period, before him. And it's talking about them having intercourse. Here in the language, tamath, it is regarding bleeding, tadum. And it says, so it mentions that no one has made this woman bleed from incest or even touched her or opened her up ever. So they say, abkarul bukra. And it says, abkarul beka, the most highest extent of a virgin in that regard, before this man. So this is, and then they say, كَأَنَّهُ الْيَاقُوتُ وَالْمَرْجَانِ. It's like, Allah says, كَأَنَّهُنَّ. It's like these women, are yaqut wa marjan, are like precious. What is yaqut? It's like a type of ruby, type of gem. I'm going to say, like gems, wa marjan, and coral. You know, protected. Very precious and rare. Okay? Then it goes on to say, هل جزاء الإحسان إلا الإحسان. Is there a reward? Is a question again. Is there a reward for goodness except for goodness? Okay? Is there any reward for that? So then here it ends this part. Erase this part. That's the first job. We're in the fourth part, right? All the things that you're going to get in the two gardens. Please erase that. The two gardens. The first two gardens. All the things that we lifted off. Now, then it goes on to say, وَمِن دُونِهِمَا جَنَّتَانِ. And under those two gardens, guess what? It's two more gardens. Two more gardens. And these gardens are lesser than the first two that we mentioned. Okay? The first two are higher. This is وَمِن دُونِهِمَا. Under those two gardens, lower than those two gardens, are two more gardens. مُدَهَمَّتَانِ. These two gardens are thick with greenery. And already the description is lesser than the first description. Okay? Now it's thick with greenery. And it has two springs. Two springs, or you know, two springs that are gushing. What were the first two? Flowing, right? Yeah. The water was flowing. This one is gushing. So which one is better? This one or the first one? The first one. Because the flowing means it's there. Without the gushing, it's coming. Okay? And you'd rather be there than it coming. Then it goes on to say, it tells you it has fruit. And then it says it has dates. And it has pomegranates. And it mentions, those things it mentioned. What did the first one say? It's all types of fruit in pairs, every type possible. So again, this one is a lesser type of garden, but still fat. You know, if I can't get the first one, I want this too, right? Then it goes on to say, فِيهِنَّ خَيْرَاتٌ حِسَانٌ. Then it goes on to say that it has these beautiful women. It says خَيْرَاتٌ حِسَانٌ. Beautiful women who are called حُورُ الْعِينِ. حُورٌ مَقْصُورَاتٌ فِي الْخِيَامِ. These beautiful women are called, here it comes, this is where you get the name حُورُ الْعِينِ. These huris, and these huris have these big black eyes, you know, that denote innocence. You know, you saw somebody big bright-eyed like that, you say, oh, green as a square as a pool table. They're not mixed, they're naive in this regard. So you have these beautiful women who are goodly and they have this innocent look about themselves. مَقْصُورَاتٌ فِي الْقِيَامِ. And they are protected and restricted to their tents. So they haven't left their tents. They're just in their tents preparing for their husbands the whole time. And these tents are not just any tent. They say these tents are 60 miles wide. And inside there you have 2 wives. They say a wife in every corner. And then they describe it, said it's 30 miles away from the other wife, and they never have to see the other wife. Women like that. Okay? They say the man comes to the tent and he doesn't see the other, and he goes and visits them both, and they never see each other. This is peace, right? It's Jannah. It's paradise. And the same thing. No man or genie ever before their husbands has touched them. Okay? Period. The same description there. And then it says, مُتَّكِئِينَ عَلَى رَفْرَفٍ خُضْرٍ وَأَبْقَارٍ حِسَانٍ. And it says they're reclining on cushions. What the first one? What were they reclining on? Like couches. So the cushions, and it describes the cushions to the footrest for the chairs. They're saying, and they have also green, lush carpet. And their cushions are on carpet. Okay? Nice green carpets. And that's why some of the translators say green meadows and everything like that. But it's better. It's carpet, and it's nice and thick carpet right there. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. Which of the favors of your Lord would you going to reject? Which one of these favors you going to reject? تَبَارَكَ اسْمُ رَبِّكَ ذِي الْجَلَالِ وَالْإِكْرَامِ. It says, then it ends, it says, glorified be the name of your Lord, Dhul Jalali wal Ikram. Let me say it again, Al Jalal wal Ikram. Right? So here again, glorified be the name of your Lord, the one who is Jalala, majestic and noble and honorable. And Ikram, and so generous in his nobility that he's giving. He's constantly giving from his Quran. Okay? So these are the 2 gardens, and under that another 2 gardens that we speak about in Surat Ar-Rahmaan. The surah starts off with what Allah has done for us in his creation. Then he tells us about what's going to happen, some of the things that we do generally in the world, in this creation, and how we were created. Then it talks about the punishment that's going to ensue on the day of judgment. Then it talks about the 2 gardens for the muqarrabeen. The muqarrabeen are those people who are the prophets and the siddiqeen, those people who are trustworthy and truthful, those martyrs and the salihin. And then ashab al-yameen get the second part of that, the second 2 gardens. Okay? So let's go and look for Jannat al-Firdaus. Has anybody any questions? Like I said, we're not going over this word for word, inshallah, because the surahs are bigger now. We're just trying to get a general understanding of the surah. Okay, so that we know its length. Where did it come down in? Mecca or Medina, right? Yeah. How many ayat does it have? 78. What's the name of the surah? Ar-Rahmaan. Right, no words can extend to the lengths and the strength of this mercy's extent. It's the 55th chapter for genies and men, and it claims which of the favors of your Lord do you reject, right? Yeah. And also there's another ayah. This is not the only place in the Quran. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ comes. Allah says in another surah, فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكَ تَتَمَارَى. Which one of the favors of your Lord are you going to argue about? Are you going to debate about? Are you going to doubt in? Okay? And they say that's the tafsir for those other ayat. Wallahu a'lam. The best tafsir is the Quran bil Quran. If you don't have any questions for me, we'll have a statement for you. Next week you will have a test on this surah. Yes?
Yeah, I got a question.
I'm sorry, he had one first. Yes, sir.
Okay. So how are we going to get to Al-Jannah? How are we going to get there?
فَاسْتَبِقُوا الْخَيْرَاتِ. Allah says in a general sense, then race to all that's good. Okay? Follow the Prophet ﷺ. He left behind his sunnah with sunnah Rashidin, Khulaf al-Rashidin. He says, Addu alayha bin nawadij. He says, bite down on their sunnah with your back teeth. So stick to their sunnah, stick to my sunnah and the sunnah of the Khulaf al-Rashidin. And that's how you get to Jannah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, my question is, one guy, he asked me be like to describe God.
Hold on. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Yes, sir.
Yeah, my question is how to describe God.